Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Sessions with Jess. Today we are going to be talking about a really interesting topic, whether women should embark on a fasting journey or not. Now, this is a big controversial topic. You know, the world of fasting has really taken us by storm, and it has been touted as something that can be an incredible tool for weight loss, for weight management, for gut health, for hormones. But I want to dive into today whether fasting is okay for women. Is it something that we should just blanket jump into? Should we follow what the internet tells us, or do we need to do it differently? These are the questions that I get from my members and my clients all the time. And I want to share with you today some really powerful insights about the female body, about whether you should be fasting or not, so that you can be educated, you can be empowered to go out there and make those choices for yourself. So I'm Jess Wilson. This is my YouTube channel, Sessions with Jess. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content, and head on over to my Instagram and follow me there. I am a nutritionist, I am a guest speaker, and I'm a specialist when it comes to women's health, hormones, and gut health. And what I'm going to talk to you about today might just be the thing that blows your mind when it comes to understanding your body as a woman. So the topic today is fasting. Should women do fasting? Yes or no? And before we dive into that, we really have to understand one very key principle that has been missed in a lot of the nutritional and health data that's been put out there on the internet, recommendations that have been sent out via Google. We want to remember that women are different to men. Biologically, we are different. And the reason for that is hormones. Men have a very, very solid, steady stream of testosterone, which means that their hormone levels are a lot more stable than us. That means that they can afford to do the same thing every day. Women fluctuate. We are 4 different women in the month. Biologically, we have different hormones running through our body in different levels at different times, which is incredible if you know the power of how to harness that. However, if you don't know how to eat for your hormones, if you don't know how to ebb and flow with your cycle, this is where imbalances can happen. Because as we have different levels of these hormones that are fluctuating through our body, that is creating different needs. At different times of the month, we have different nutritional needs to others. And that can sound pretty confusing, right? But if you stick with me through my journey, through my channels, on my social media, through my website, I teach women how to do this, right? It's super exciting when we get it right. Now, on the subject of fasting, right? Fasting can be a very, very powerful tool for weight loss, for health, for detoxification, for calorie control, for cognitive function, for energy. Fasting is a fantastic tool for that. And really, what intermittent fasting is all about is just restricting from eating for a period of time to allow your body to go and do other things. But when you're a woman, the question of should we be doing fasting or not, the only way to answer that is it depends. And what does it depend on? It depends on what your hormones are doing. Where in the month, or where in your cycle, or where in your menopause journey are you at? Because as we have these fluctuating levels of estrogen and progesterone, that is creating a different environment in the body at different times. And there are times during those hormonal fluctuations where the body responds so well to fasting. It loves fasting. It's going, yes, I can cope with this. That's now allowing me time to go and clear out other hormones and to focus on other things. There are fantastic times where fasting is hugely beneficial for women, but there are times in your cycle when it is truly not beneficial to be putting the body under any sort of stress. As your hormones fluctuate during the month, as your estrogen and progesterone rise and fall, so too, along with that, go your hunger levels, your moods, your ability to cope with different stressors, your need for carbohydrates goes up and down, right? So at different times of the month, putting in strategies for intermittent fasting can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. So, the real message that I'm trying to get across to all of you is we have to understand our bodies. Step number one, before you embark on any eating journey, any strategies, any kind of fasting whatsoever, step number one as a woman is you need to understand your body. You need to track your cycle. You need to know what your hormones are doing so that you can adjust those strategies accordingly. For women, like I said, intermittent fasting can be a fantastic tool to even balance your hormones. However, one of the biggest mistakes that I see my clients make and other women who follow me make, one of the biggest mistakes that I see is women who do the same strategy over and over and over again. So, for example, if you have a fasting strategy where you're like, yep, I do 18 hours of fasting, if you do that every single day consecutively over a month, then potentially you have there's a bit of a disaster there waiting to happen with your hormones. You have the potential to imbalance your hormones by doing the same thing over and over because we're not adapting to the changes in our cycle. We need to learn how to understand what those changes are, to understand how to adapt these strategies according to when the body can handle it and when it can't. So don't make that number one mistake, right? Like I said, intermittent fasting can be a fantastic tool for women, but number one, we need to understand what our hormones are doing. Number two, we need to understand how to apply those strategies and when. When are the times that we can push forward and when are the times that we need to pull back? When we can understand that, we can then map our nutritional needs out over a month instead of over the days and over the weeks. Now, so many diet plans that you get on the internet or traditional ways of eating, or perhaps how your husband or your partner or your boyfriend eats, is just the same thing every day. It's like breakfast at the same time, lunch at the same time, dinner at the same time. Or if I'm doing intermittent fasting, it's like, the same thing every day. Well, that's great if you're a man. That's fantastic if you have testosterone levels that go like this. But if you're a woman, you need to ebb and flow with your body. And that's going to mean cycling in and out of your fasting strategies at different times. And it's going to mean instead of doing the same thing over and over every day, you're going to want to have a nutritional plan over your month to help you to optimize those strategies and what you're eating to the different times of the month. When you do that, you absolutely explode the benefits of fasting, the benefits of nutrition, because now you're working with your body's natural cues. You're working with your body's demands. You're working with your body's ability to deal with different stressors, to deal with restriction, or you're fueling at the right times. And so the harmony starts to get restored. In that sense, you are then maximizing the benefits of fasting way beyond if you had followed a blanket approach. Now, this goes for women who are in menopause too, right? I work with plenty of women in perimenopause and menopause. And here's an interesting thing for you. You still have hormones even when you're in perimenopause. It is a complete myth that you don't need hormones. You need your hormones and you need them to be in balance. It's just different to when you're a cycling woman. These principles still apply in menopause. You want to be cycling your fasting strategies around when your body can handle it. And you need to know what your hormones are doing and how to do that. I'm really passionate about educating women on this subject because I feel like these are things that we haven't been taught. These are things that we should know about our bodies. And it starts to cut through the confusion of perhaps you've tried something in the past. Here's an example for you. Perhaps you've set up and you tried something in the past, and in the first 2 weeks, it was working amazing. Your fasting was working, you were losing weight, you had heaps of energy, you were feeling amazing, and all of a sudden you hit a point where you're not feeling so great anymore. You're not feeling amazing anymore. And you go, what happened? Everything was going great. I don't understand. What happened? And the reason for that is because your hormones have shifted. You are now biologically in a different place than you were 2 weeks ago. And your body has different needs at that point. So it's going, well, that was great in that phase. That really worked for me then. But hey, we're over here now. We need to do something different. These are the tools that can empower you to use fasting to your advantage, and empower you to balance your hormones naturally, empower you to work with your body instead of against it. And the great news is I have a 28-day plan for women that is launching next week that is exactly all of this. It teaches you over the 28 days how to eat for your hormones, how to fast for your cycle, how to do this, how to understand everything and what your body needs and when. So make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you go over and follow my Instagram, because we're going to be launching very, very soon, and you'll be able to join my 28-day reset program, and I will teach you how to do this. For now, the takeaway points from today: women are not men. We have different fluctuations in our hormones, and that means that our nutritional needs on a daily basis are different. Number 2, fasting can be hugely beneficial for women. However, not the same thing every day. We need to cycle in and out of that. We need to know when to push forward and when to pull back. And number 3, you need to understand your body. It is super important for you to know what your hormones are doing, how to track your hormones, and listen to your body's cues in terms of any intermittent fasting strategies that you take on. If you let me teach you how to do fasting properly, I promise you it will be even more beneficial than it's ever been before. And I'll also teach you through these sessions, and in particularly on my 28-day program, when not to fast. When are the times that we don't want to be doing this? And when are the times where we can go, yep, I'm ready, let's go. That is where the magic of hormone harmony lies. That's where the magic of weight loss lies. That's where the secrets to health for women lie, are in working with the natural ebbs and flows of our body. So again, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Head on over to my Instagram, Jess Wilson Nutrition. Follow me there, because the program will be launching soon. And make sure that you comment and let me know what you think of these videos. I'll be back next Friday.